Welcome to another game cast by GRStarcraft. That is Gwyn and Rohan Starcraft. We are here with Game 3 of this first set of this clan war between vVv Gaming and xSixMystic. Mystic from xSixMystic Gaming as the red Zerg up in the upper right hand corner, and Murder from vVv Gaming as the purple Terran in the lower left hand corner, duking it out on Xel'Naga Caverns, one of the most canonical maps in the map pool, I believe, at this time. Go ahead and let's talk a little bit about this map, Rohans.
Yeah, this is probably the most popular, most recognized StarCraft 2 map there ever has been, and probably ever maybe will be. It's been around since early beta. I think it was actually, yeah. And it's in just about every major tournament around the world. It's in small tournaments as well. It's just a very popular map. It's a map that people recognize, and it's kind of an interesting map. This kind of a map you can't really hide a lot of things on. You can't really get away with like proxying or hiding an expo in a weird spot, but just because of the landscaping, it's so predictable. And Zergs, they can really get their overlords all over the map and over these Xel'Nagas and just see a lot of things. So this is kind of a hard map for Protosses to play on, but Terrans I think do okay against Zerg in this matchup. So I'm kind of excited to see what Murder has to try to come back and win this third game. But Mystic's shown a really solid strat in that last game, so I'm kind of excited to see what he throws out in this game as well.
Definitely, I mean, mixing it up and throwing that all in there is great, and looks like we are seeing two barracks opening out of Murder again, going with that same 12-14 racks. But of course, because this is a two-player map, we don't see Hatch first out of Mystic. We see Gas and then Pool. A much safer opening. I believe is a 14-14. So he will be able to deal with this 2 racks pressure very well, actually. Should be able to completely crush it and then expand safely behind. This, of course, gets you the earlier speed for your Zerglings. And look at that, 100 gas exactly as the spawning pool finishes. Exactly the way you want to do it, making just 4 Zerglings and the Queen all at the same time. Looks like we will see, a 5th and 6th Zergling in production. Yeah, I mean, with these 2 barracks finished up, Marines being rallied inside the base, he's not even going to try and go for any type of aggression. It doesn't look like. Just going to go ahead and expand behind this safely.
Yeah, I really am a fan of this build for Zergs. I actually hate playing against Zergs that do this, where they just pool and get their gas and get speed out, because it really gives them map control at a very early time of the game where you really can't do anything about it. And getting that speed out kind of is really going to help out with this 2 racks pressure, which is a very good Terran opener, but I feel like this will probably easily be repelled by Mystic.
I certainly agree. I mean, we have, Zerglings sitting at the Xel'Naga Watchtower, poaching forward toward this. And, like you said, speed about to finish. And we haven't even hit the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like our Terran user is throwing down a CC, and probably he might just sit up here and turtle behind this wall. And what he may do is might get a delayed 2 racks where he kind of doesn't really put on any early oh, I'm going to bunker you and push. He might just sit here and constantly keep pumping on Marines and then go with 20, and totally throw the Zerg off again, like that timing attack he did in the first game. So we'll have to see how that develops.
Certainly, I mean, and that is the fear of every Zerg player, is just a strange move out timing. That CC, like you mentioned, going down, 2 more barracks coming down right now after that command center, but still constant Marine pop. But look at this, keeping his Marines back from the edge, just a couple at the front to repel any Zerglings. Back in Zergland, though, we do have a 2nd Queen up, 1st Creep Tumor laid, and look at the drone count. If we jump to the unit counting station, we just saw drones pop up more in production. We have 23 drones, 22 SCVs.
Yeah, definitely. And the Terran, I'm surprised he actually hasn't kind of started to move out a little bit. I know CC's just about to finish here in a second, but
going for the orbital now on that command center. The 2 barracks just finishing, 3rd in production, so it looks like we're going up to 5 barracks. Not quite on 2 base, and Zerg knocking down the destructible rocks, might be trying to take a quick gold. A lot of Zerglings in production, though, for Zerg. I'm not sure if I like this. I mean, we're not even at 7 minutes. There are not really any specific timings that Terran will usually run out at this time. You usually see the big, Marine tank push around the 9-minute mark, but having just hit 7 minutes, I'm not sure I like all the Zergling production, unless we're going to see another all-in, and we do see a Baneling nest going down now.
Yeah, that's 5 barracks, so that's quite a few barracks without going into a factor, and he's still on 1 gas, so I think he's going to be definitely committed to a really nasty timing push here, and the question is, will Zerg have enough Banelings and Lings to deal with this? He does have quite a few Zerglings on the map right now, 33.
Look at this, we do see a lot of Zerglings dancing around over by the Silnaga, and a good flank by Zerg. I'm not sure if this is enough Zerglings to clean it up, but oh, it looks like it is. We're going to lose that entire Marine force. And he was trying to use that to buy time to get that expansion done. Going to have to pull back into his own base, running those Marines up, and oh, that supply depot was so close to not getting up in time.
Yeah, that was actually really close, and that was actually a brutal loss for Murder. I mean, he is just a ton behind now. Even with 5 barracks producing, his tech is just not there, and he's forced to land this orbital. Had to pull off his natural, and look at this, we have a bunch of Banelings being made.
Definitely, I mean, it seems like, Mystic definitely had Murder's number in this game, got the Baneling nest to hold off that aggression, but didn't need it, and is now just going to go ahead and Baneling bust this, and that's a lot of Zerglings that are about to stream into that base, and here they go, and those Marines all spread out. Oh, he's going to pull back, did not have the Zergling count to do that damage.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Banelings fell just short of taking that supply depot out, or he would have done a lot more damage there. But that is such a huge amount of Marines, and we do have Stim about halfway done. So, I mean, he's not out of this game yet. It's just looking kind of grim for him. He's only down about 10 workers, but the mules are kind of helping with that. I would have liked to see Mystic maybe throw down that gold a little bit sooner, but then again, at this point, he must know that Terran's so far behind, and he's probably just wanting to play really safe and getting his Baneling numbers up. Still no lair from our Zerg user. Kind of interesting.
Lair just started. We did see a macro hatch and a third go down before the lair. This is a little bit more of like a new Korean style Zerg, where you delay that lair tech, relying just on Zergling, Baneling, and really good, micro and creep spread to kind of stay alive. It obviously has the drawback of not having detection, not having a lot of other, tech paths available, and staying very mineral heavy for a long time. Just now getting guys into, his third gas. He did take the gas as natural before, but this gold now saturated, that's going to be a ton of mineral income. Would not be surprised to see the supply shoot very heavily in Mystic's favor.
Yeah, he's up to 47 workers now, which is a big lead over the Terrans, 34. Murder is up to 34 Marines, man. That is quite a few Marines. And he's actually getting some medvacs out now, so it's not going to be like they're completely naked out there by themselves.
Looks like we are seeing another move out there. This is a little bit late for that standard Marine tank push, but it looks like we have completely forgotten tanks so far. We just have the factory and the tech lab finishing right now. So no tanks for a bit, but that is a lot of Marines. Like you mentioned, the command center finally able to move down. Would like to see some type of aggression out of Zerg here. He does have quite a supply lead.
Yeah, definitely, and he just can't afford the tanks. He's getting his first one in production now. He doesn't even have the gas to get siege yet, so Zerg's in a really good position. This gold is just going to keep bringing in the advantages. He's up to almost 60 workers now to 33. I mean, he's sitting pretty, and I would just have a hard time thinking Murder can do really anything to come back into this. He's got to start doing something. He's got to try to harass and
hold on there, Rohan. We do see a push forward at that gold. Zerglings and Banelings streaming out toward it, and Banelings getting huge hits off on the Marine, but at the same time a drop going off in the main. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, but if there's any way for him to crawl back into this game, it is with drops.
Yeah, definitely, and maybe he can pick off that pool. I don't know, we'll have to see. But yeah, the Baneling detonations were just sick right there. Just killing so many Marines. That's why you really need tanks.
He has denied mining at the very least. Needs to pick up this drop though as these Banelings roll in and kill all the Marines. Oh, a huge blunder.
Yeah, with no anti-air out there, he definitely should have picked those units up a little bit sooner. He could have just floated them out there and flown them back in another distraction engagement. So
we do finally see a siege tank up, but that is only one siege tank, and oh my goodness, if we go to the unit counting station, we see 86 Zerglings on the map. So many streaming down. Would not be surprised to see, Mystic just run in and take the game right now. It
Yeah,
looks like that
definitely.
is exactly what he's going to do.
Oh my goodness, he's going to crush this force. There's nothing here for Terran.
Not at all. A second siege tank coming in. Probably going to get picked out by those as they run up. Yep, no supply depot there to block. That siege tank will fall very quickly.
Yeah, I think this is it. We're going to probably be seeing GG here any second.
Some banelings in the middle line at the natural. Finish that off, and this is definitely... And there's the GG from Murderer. You know, we saw... You know, a substandard move out, and it looks like Mystic just, you know, said, you know what, I think he's going to do the same thing again. I'm going to build those banelings precautionarily, and turned into a great opportunity for him. He's able to put pressure back on his opponent, do a ton of damage, and secure the win for xSix.
Yeah, solid read by Mystic there, and bringing his team the W. And yeah, you know, I mean, he did 3 racks, 3 straight games, which there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're playing in these type of best of 3 formats or best of 5 formats, it's good to have multiple builds that you can, you know, kind of play some mind games with your opponent, because especially if they've studied each other even a little bit, I mean, you know what to expect. And yeah, he read it really well. And when, you know, once he crushed that first Marine force, that really was the game right there.
The turning point in the game right there. He had the speedling numbers to take it out. He did, and had the banelings left over to do the counterattack. You know, a fantastic move out of Mystic. And we're going to be moving on to the second set. I believe, if I check real quick, that will be played between... I guess don't have those results yet. Gonna have to wait for those to come on in. But you know, Mystic taking the first series 2-1, so that would put Czech Gaming up. And with that, that is Gwyn and Rohan's. We're gonna go ahead and sign out. Look for us casting the next set of these games for xSix.